In my class, we do a system where every week is connected. So last week we did bow and arrow and an armbar. So we ended in the armbar position. So naturally this week we're learning escapes from the armbar. Okay, we're going to do 2 escapes from the armbar. Then after that, Pete's going to go through a failed escape. He takes advantage of the opportunity and he can sneak in a triangle from there. So basic stuff. So last week, quickly go through it. Okay, so the first one was we rolled him over to the side. We did the zip tie, and this is a Devine classic. You guys, we learnt this a year and a half ago or so. I don't know, but the classic knee through here, and then you can get the toes under to lean back and get the double. It's a double bow and arrow. And then the other one was just from this position. We did a key lock, didn't we? You did this one, didn't you? Yep. Then we hear as soon as the head slips, our leg goes over, and then we can fall back into the armbar from there. Okay, so today, just thinking which way is best. I think this way is best. If you want to grab this arm, alright? Yeah, kind of that angle's good, I reckon. Cool. Okay, cool. So armbar, you can choose. So it's my move. So we're going to be defending his armbar. Okay, guys. So the 2 most basic. If Pete set it up, you've got your gable grip, which is you put your thumbs with your hands, you just go straight over and you want to suck that in. Okay, and you want to keep that tight because if Pete starts setting up the armbar, we want to like give him some resistance. Okay, there's that grip, then there's the S grip, which is just the finger like this. You guys can choose whatever you guys are comfortable with, completely fine. Okay, so step 1, so Pete set it up. We're going to get our grip. We're going to suck it in. Step 2. The elbow that is not the one that we're worried about, so our free one, we're going to sneak that under his heel, like this. Okay, guys? So we're here. Oh, yeah? Yep. So we're here. We're going to shrug under to here. Okay? That's step 2. Step 3, kind of, you meant to do it in one motion. We actually want to turn our hips out a little bit, because can you see how my right leg has mobility in this plane, horizontally? From here, I can't. I'm stuck here. So if we turn our hips away, I can get my leg up here, and all I'm going to do with my forearm is just nudge his ankle to there. See that? And we can catch it. This leg's still over, sorry. Yep. See that, guys? So from the start, we're here. We caught it in time. We sucked in. Got the elbow under his heel. Hips turn. Shove it under. Figure 4 your legs, or if you can only crisscross, that's fine. Okay, and the last bit you can kind of do in one solid motion, but this is good because we're compromising his groin and his hips. So if I slowly extend his legs out this way, he's not going to get the armbar from here. He's only got one leg. He doesn't have the 2 knees to pinch together because that's what creates the strong armbar. So we're already pretty safe, not safe, but we're better positioned here. Okay, guys? And the last one, we turned our hips out. We want to start turning our hips in to him. At the same time, we want to kind of pull our elbow back, okay? People will give you different levels of resistance, but once you've caught this and you swing back into him, a lot of the time you'll find the arm just shoots out. But if it's not, just keep hold my hand, we just need to clear our elbow from his hip line. We're safe here. We can just feed this arm through and then start to stack and come across the side. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. So armbar, we've caught it in time. Step 1, this free chicken wing goes under his heel. But at the same time, we're going to go, please give me a bit of resistance there. You just got to kind of turn into it, turn your hips like this, okay? And then now we turn into him and rip our elbow down to here. And from here, you can either come across this way. Be careful of the triangle, or you can just come across over here, feed this arm under his leg so you can get a double hand push and sneak in. So you can choose which side you swing to, but the main thing is turning into him, ripping that elbow out. Okay, one more time. Going to end in dominant side control. Get his scapula off the ground. Cool, so grab a partner similar size. Give that a few goes, 1, 2. No exact situation, but just a different way to deal with it. So exactly like we did in the warm-up. Okay, and I've been working with this with Eric actually. So Eric and Vax are like, not gonna work on black belts. So I'm like, okay, what are you doing? So I've done a counter to a counter, which I'll show you, and it works on black belts. Can confirm. Okay, so same situation.
Did it work on Dave?
Did it work on Dave?
Yeah.
No, it works on Eric. I haven't tried Dave yet, but he's smaller than Eric, so hopefully. Yeah. Okay, so it's armbar, same thing, S-grip, that's all good. So like in the warm-up, left, so the arm that's attacked is the leg that's going around the world first, okay? Because my objective is I want Pete to collapse on his left shoulder, which means that I'm kind of like in this position, okay? So we're in the armbar. I'll do it slow, then I'll do it fast. So here. So slowly, the arm that's in trouble is a leg that's moving first, around the world, and then the power comes in the second one. So my right foot is the actual power that like pendulums me over, okay? So slowly around the world, just like that. Come up to here, then same thing, kind of rip out. But once you've got momentum, I'll actually kind of land up here. Way more easy to lawnmower the elbow out. So a bit faster. We're here. Okay, here. Can't do anything for whatever reason I can't get this. Just up to here. Okay? And then kind of out here. Same thing, we can stack, come around into the exact same position. Okay, so one more time with that. Then I'll show you Eric's counter. Okay. So here, S grip or gable grip. Suck it in. Around the world. And it's the right leg that makes the momentum. Left leg goes over, right snaps over faster, okay? One more. Here. Kind of land in an S mount position as well. And then same thing, rip, stack his knees and his hips, come around into side. Okay, the fun little detail, Eric is like, yeah, you do that to me, I'll just post. So I'm like, okay, that's cool, it works, you're correct. All right, got to think now. So if Pete just lets go of the armbar attempt and posts with his left hand, watch what happens. I'll do it slowly. So if he sees my legs being silly buggers, and then get to here, he's just got to push. I can't do anything here. He's posted, and then that frees up his hammies to push my neck down. I'll swing it around quickly. So we're here. Cool. Yeah, so we're here, slowly, around the world. He's just stopped me. And now it's my neck versus his hamstring. It's not, okay, I'm done, okay? So this is the detail. Yeah, there's a distinction there, 100%. Okay, here we go. So, if we're in this position, and I'm playing with someone that knows this, I've never really seen people use this. I use this all the time. It works, I promise, but no one's taught me this, I just kind of do it. Okay, and it seems to work. So the detail, if we're here, okay, we know that it's Pete's left hand that's going to post to stop, okay? So what I'm going to do is, once we're here, I'm going to pull my gable grip in gi. This works obviously way better in gi. Pull my grip close to my lapel. My arm that's in trouble is going to grab my own lapel to free this up, okay? If Pete still has two grips on the armbar attempt, I can just kind of feel his sleeve. Thumb in, wrap over my forefingers, get the thumb out. It's illegal to have the thumb in comp and leave it there. But you can put it in to wrap over your forefingers, pull the thumb out, okay? And guess what? I'm safe from the armbar because I've got my lapel. I've got his post arm. So when I do that, he's got nothing to post on. And then it's just the exact same thing coming around. Okay, so one more with that extra detail. If you don't want to do it, if it's too overwhelming, just get your grip and practice that momentum. You probably won't get it the first few times because it's really weird. You've got to consciously be aware that the weight of your legs is going to go all the way up your spine and get your shoulders turned. Your shoulders are the last thing to turn. So you've got to allow the roller coaster to happen. Okay? So one more. So with the post, if I don't have Pete's sleeve, We're just here, he may or may not post, and we'll come up to this S mount position. We can just feed this through exactly like we were. With the extra detail, all we're doing is, you can do this sneaky. You can just pull down here like, no, I'm scared of the armbar. Just kind of sneak it in when he's not looking. This arm's free. I don't have to do this. I can just be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, cool. Okay? No, okay? I can't talk there. Okay. Yeah, so I've got my lapel. With my danger, the arm that's in danger is my own lapel. My free arm is on his post arm. And then just, you can keep the grip. And then just bow and arrow himself, if you want. Sure. Okay, if anyone needs a hand, I'll come around and just put a finger, it's all good. 1, 2.
Right, so let's think triangle 101 first. Okay? So let's not overcomplicate the world. So if I'm in Ollie's closed guard, what is... Actually, let's go around that way. Face that way. So what's one thing Ollie needs to set up a triangle?
Beat the arm.
Sorry?
Break your posture.
Yep.
Beat the arm. Push pull.
Yep. Yep, break the arm, so exactly that. One arm's got to be in, one arm's got to be out, essentially. So triangle 101. Okay. So if I'm here and I don't want to be triangled, what are 2 things I need to make sure I'm doing? Yeah, posture.
2 in.
2 in. Or 2 out. Alright. Any moment I have 1 in, I'm going to get triangled. If I can get armbarred, I'm going to get triangled. If I can get triangled, I'm going to get armbarred. If I've got 1 arm in, I'm going to get either one. Make sense? So, second rule of triangle club. First rule, 1 arm in, or 1 arm in and you're going to get triangled. Right? Second rule you need to think about is, if you're Ollie, how many people have tried to do a triangle in reverse? Yep. Yep. I mean, there is a reverse triangle.
Only because I get confused.
Okay. So, what if I was to say there's an easy way that you don't get confused?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay. So, if my arm is here, I've got 1 arm in. What is one thing that you can see that's exposed? Starts with N.
Oh, neck.
Neck. So, which side is the exposed neck? That side. So, whatever side the exposed neck is on, what if I was to say, just put your hamstring on it? How's that? So, anytime you see a neck, hit it with your leg. How's that?
Absolutely. Or just the arm that's like pulled towards you, go the other side. Yeah. We're not doing this.
No.
I mean, we can do some. Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer to chop heads off, but yeah, use that one. So whatever arm is out, use the other leg. Makes sense? Mm-hmm. See an exposed neck, chop a leg on it. Follow that principle, I guarantee you won't get confused. Make sense? All right, so let's have a look at an armbar triangle. So there's a couple you can be a bit wary of. So we're going to do one that's also based on Ollie's escape. Before we get to that, I want to show you something else as well, because if you're on the bottom, you need to be aware of it. Right, yeah? Because if you're not, you'll get triangled every single time. So you might have the strongest death grip in the world. You might be the strongest man in the world, strongest woman in the world, great triangle defence. However, if I get that leg through and you're still holding the grip and you're trying to get this elbow down, and I go, yeah, okay, you can get your elbow down. And then I'll let you come up because your elbow's going down, and I'll let you keep coming up. Yeah, you can keep coming up. Yeah, let it try. So be wary of any time the person on top goes to break, you know, because there is that as a break. Or just be wary if it feels like you're getting out and it seems a little bit too easy. Because there's probably a really good chance that you're getting set up for a triangle. All I've got to do is cut the angle. The triangle's already there and I haven't even locked my box on. So be wary. Be wary of the trap when you go to escape. Right?
Yeah. Armpit, leg goes to neck. That's how I remember it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
What'd you say?
The armpit, the leg that's in the armpit slips and goes to the neck. So it's not the neck to the armpit, it's armpit to neck. Like that. So now we're neck. That leg's on the neck, not the armpit. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah.
Particularly if you're smaller and this person is bigger, they will love using their brute force and they will come at you like 1,000 miles an hour and then they'll go right into your triangle. So Ollie's escape. So we're setting up here. He goes for the escape, comes around, and I'm starting to post. I'm starting to get my wits about me. Kind of I think I've been here before and I've had my back taken. Alright? So we know, so what do we need? We need one arm in, one arm out. I've already got an arm, now it's in. I make space, and what's Ollie going to do? I guarantee you Ollie's going to think, yeah, I'm coming through. Yeah, man, come on through. Let them come through. Once you've got one arm in, and you've secured that arm, let them come through. It's kind of like a baseball game shape. Things like, I'll get a rush of blood, and they'll just go right into your triangle. So, same deal again, he's coming up. So you need to have your wits about you. You should be thinking, when you're here, and you're starting to see those legs move, you should be thinking, oh, I think I know what's coming. So get ready for it. Position yourself. Start posturing up. I've got the arm, because I had it the whole time. I never let go of the arm. I'm staying to cross over here. I need to make a little bit of space. I might just loosen off a little bit, let him come in, cut the angle, make sure you're cutting the angle. 90 degrees. Lock them up. Scissor them together.
So I like to pull your shin into the back of his head and lift your hips up. So pull your shin and lift your hips at the same time. That's hitting them from both sides.
So you've all right?
Yeah, cool.
So a good way, I like to chop on the triangles is I've got one arm in, one arm out. I'm chopping, so I like to chop my triangles over. Because if I'm at 90 degrees, I'm looking into his ear. See how it starts to make it tight? See how that's already tight, and I haven't even figured forward my legs. He's tapping there already, and all I'm doing is I'm pushing that into there. But let's say he's a bit stronger, so I figure four. What I like to do is I essentially just turn my knees. So I'm there, and I just turn my knees, and then scissor. So I'm not, you're right, bro? So I'm not so much sort of squeezing that way, I more turn and scissor.
So you're turning your knees in and then scissor?
Like that,
Yep.
and then scissor.
You've got to be perpendicular to them though,
Yeah.
for that to work, yeah.
So if you're trying to do a triangle, if you're here, you're what's called in the mix, and you're pulling down on their head, it's going to be pretty hard to get a triangle from here, right? Because they're already starting to stack, and the shoulder's exposed. Right, so you've got to get rid of that shoulder. So the easiest way to get rid of the shoulder, I don't want him moving, so I pin him in, turn. See, I've cut the angle, pull the arm, start locking it up, just squeeze. You right?
Yeah.
Make sense?
So for newer people, just start from guard.
Yeah.
And if you guys have done some triangles before, feel free to chain in the armbar escape. Oh no, this is bad. And then the other person puts you in the triangle. So, you know, no ego, just do whatever you want, but, you know.
Think about baiting them into your triangle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because he's escaping, you know they're coming up. Grab an arm, let them come up. Let them come up, I'll come straight into your triangle.
The way you go perpendicular, Pete was kicking off this hip to make him twist this way. Yeah, he can do that, and or Danaher likes to go under the leg with this hand. So he goes under here and then corrects the angle this way, like going under his leg. Does that make sense? So under the leg here. And what that means is once it's set up and he tries to stand up, he can't stand up because I've got control of his leg. So that's just another detail for people that want to step it up a bit further. But yeah, set it up perpendicular, hip like Pete, or try the leg or do both. You know, whatever it takes to get perpendicular.
This is where your core comes in really, really handy. It's particularly when you're in guard. Now, if you can change the angle at will.
Is that a sidewinder?
Yeah. So it kind of looks familiar.
Pete does it every month.
So there's a reason why we do them, right? There's a reason why we smash your core. Because if you can cut your angles while you're in guard without having to move, it's harder for me to move him. If I can move, look how much easier things are. Take it from here, if I can move from here. I'm already here. It makes life a whole lot easier. So if you start getting used to move yourself around your opponent.
Cool. A lot of detail there. We'll come around and break it down for newer people.
Yep.
1, 2.